Shalom, fam. It's your Moray, Jaden Israel. Welcome to another spicy live stream. I don't have a name for this Wednesday live stream, so we're just going to call it Wednesday live streams. How creative, right? It took me a long time to think of that name. Wednesday live streams. That's the name of it right now. I don't have a name, family. The reason why is because I haven't fully committed to a Wednesday night show. Even though for the majority of the time, I do Wednesday live streams. So I might as well commit to it. Let me know how you're doing, family. Let me know. Let me know that you are here. Shalom, shalom to the chat. Shalom to everybody listening online. We got a spicy one tonight, family. The title on screen is Jesus the Word, Logos, in John 1. The Logos explained. Now, I'm sure you've heard this said before, that Jesus is the Word. And we get that teaching from John 1. In the Hebrew Israelite Awakening, I'm sure you've heard this before. Yahusha HaMashiach is the Word. And that teaching is from John 1. Let me know what you think, family. Feel free to share your perspective. This is an objective platform, a respectful platform. I'm not a killer, but don't push me. Don't go there, because I will go there. From time to time, we get bummer clots. They appear in the chat. They think they're tough, and they get kicked out the building every time. As of recently, that is. I've tightened up around here as of recently. Shalom, shalom to Ema Bithia. Ema Bithia is at work till 9 p.m. Ema Bithia is about her paper. You getting that paper, Ema? I see you. I see you. Salute. Oh, praises. Now, Brother Ruben, if you want to come on the panel, I'm going to open up momentarily. So if you like to talk about it, you definitely can. I'm not sure what you're speaking about. I'm looking at your message. I don't actually get it, but maybe you can give us some clarity. You're saying for me not to be careful, not to blaspheme his Ruach? You're going to have to explain yourself on that. All right. So family, let me go ahead and get these announcements out of the way. I'm going to be real quick with it, but don't time me. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's go. Let's go to the announcements. My favorite part of church as a Christian. Boy, I used to love the announcements. That meant church was over. Don't lie. You know that was you. You know we got that in common. I know I got a witness. Okay. Enough filibustering. Let's get to the announcements right here. There we go. All right, family. So this is what you're going to do. For example, this cool video right here. Polygyny does not work. That's right. Let me repeat it again. Polygyny does not work. Facts. Polygyny in America ain't reality. It's a fantasy. Polygyny is illegal in the United States. You can't do it. It doesn't work. All right. So, for instance, you're going to click on this video. I'm going to go off screen. Click on this video. And when you do, go below in the description, family. In this video that you're watching right now, just go below in the description. I'm going to put you on to some free goodies. Absolutely free. No charge. Take advantage. It's free for now. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Get these free goodies, family. Your favorite four-letter F word. Free. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and English. That's right. Video tutorial and free PDF download. 30 words in Paleo Hebrew, Biblical Hebrew, and English. Video tutorial and free PDF download. The 10 Commandments in Hebrew and English. Video, PDF. The Shema prayer in Hebrew and English. Video, PDF. And the priestly blessing in Hebrew and English. You guessed it. Video and PDF. I made these video tutorials and I made these PDFs. Family, I should charge for them. They should not be free. It's a crime that they're free. And guess what? They free. Want to start learning Hebrew? Now that's not free. Respectfully, go ahead and check out all the courses right here, all Hebrew courses. There's courses for children and adults. Adults, you can learn alongside your children as a former licensed minister in Christianity and a Sunday school teacher. It is my privilege to teach biblical Hebrew. Enroll now. Need Hebrew Israelite apparel? If you want to flex like me, you want to get this cool Yah t-shirt, you want to get more, you want to get hats, beanies, do-rags, t-shirts, sweaters, long sleeves, hoodies, jackets, sweatpants, sandals, clothing for women, men, and children, clothing for regular days and feast days, we got you. Go ahead and click on this link. I could talk about it, but I got to show off. I got to flex. Let's go. Check out Kavod. Kavod is the name of the Hebrew Israelite apparel brand. Kavod, which means honor, splendor, glory. Kavod, styled in legacy. Shalom, unlock 20% off your order. This beautiful couple's t-shirt that you see on screen, both those t-shirts together can be 20% off. Let me show you how they can be. This is a typo in actuality. Why? Because the customer is not always right. It says 4.9. It should be 5.0. The customer is not always right. Whoever said that needs to repent. Because they lying, though. Check this out. 3 people have this do-rag in their cart. The skull cap. Get you a Scully. Get you a Scully, fam. Let's see. There's so much content right here, family. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry if I'm hurting your eyes. Let's go. Here it is right here. Use this link. Use this link to get your 20% off your order while it's still there. All right. Back to the announcements. If you want exclusive content that you'll get nowhere on YouTube, advanced biblical teachings, advanced biblical tools, and mistakes. If you want to laugh at my bloopers, if you want to laugh at my pain, it's going to cost you. If you want to laugh at my expense and yours, right here, family, the Patreon, Cash App, PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, and the YouTube Super Chat are ways you can donate to the ministry. We appreciate it, family. All right, last announcement. Let's go to the top of the page, hit more. Here's our schedule. The Shabbat word, which is the Shabbat service, which includes prayer, praise music, and preaching. Friday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Motivation Mondays at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Real Talk Tuesday. Open panel live streams Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And when I'm available, I go live on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And on Thursdays, I like to release a short or a clip. Also, here are the links again. IG, Meta, Facebook, Jade and Jazz. This is my wife and I's channel. We speak about Black love, trending topics, celebrity news. We Israelites and we still Black. Talk to me. If you want to get in contact with me, if you like to talk to me, you can go ahead and click on my email, but you have to verify that you are a human. Because everybody on YouTube is not a human. Even some of the humans are not human. And that concludes the article. Well, the article. That concludes the announcements. There we go. I said the article. I'm tripping. Okay. Thank you, Lifted Noise, for answering. I appreciate you having the courage, having the guts to answer tonight's question. What the question is Jesus the Word? Logos. In John 1, the Logos explained. Open panel. And Lifted Noise did not hesitate. They was not scared. They answered the question. I appreciate it. And we're going to get right into it, family. I'm going to give you some articles. We're going to check it out. I'm going to give my answer, and I'd like to hear your answer. Feel free to tackle this question. If you'd like to come on the panel, I will open up momentarily. That's right. That's right. And by the way, the mistakes are absolutely free. I'm not charging for them, nor am I deleting them because I'm too lazy. That's the reason. I'm too lazy. I like the mistakes. There's beauty in the mistakes. Let's go to the first article of tonight. We're going to go to a scholastic source and an objective source. It's objective and scholastic. I have to verify that I'm a human. I don't know why it's taking me so long to verify that I'm a human. Sometimes I act like I'm not a human. Britannica's making me wait. They're making me verify. Okay, it should be verified by now. Waiting for Britannica to respond. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's get this on and popping. Is Jesus the Word? Logos in John 1. The Logos explained. Open panel. Shalom to Zakane, Byron, Willer. Thank you. Thank you for sending that email. I got it today and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Zakane Byron. Family, Zakane Byron at Byron Willer, he will preach the word on December 5th, 2025 on the Shabbat word. It's at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Let me go ahead and put it in the chat. Zakane, which means elder, Zakane Byron will be preaching on December 5th, Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to go ahead and put that on screen. Everybody write it down, take a picture. Zakane Byron will be preaching on December 5th, Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Thank you, Zakane, for sending. Thank you for getting in contact with me on the email. And all praises. Let me go ahead and share my screen, family. Do I have it shared? No, I don't. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Awesome. Okay. It should appear any moment now. Where'd it go? Oh, there it go. Okay. It's waiting. Okay. Cool. All right. We're going to read about the Logos. Hallelujah. Let me get a sip of water real quick, family. I don't know what happened to my avatar. What you mean, Jaden? What you mean what happened to your avatar? That's you, Jaden. That look just like you, Jaden. That's you. Family, I don't know what happened to my avatar. I got to upload it again. I don't know. Technology. All right. Let's begin, shall we? This article is from Britannica, which is a scholastic and objective platform. It's an encyclopedia, family, an encyclopedia. Britannica Encyclopedia. Let's go. Logos, philosophy and theology. Logos or Logos. Correct me, family. Let me know. Logos, Logos, whatever. Logos. In ancient Greek philosophy and early Christian theology, the divine reason implicit in the cosmos, ordering it and giving its form and meaning. Although the concept is also found in Indian, Egyptian, and Persian philosophical and theological systems, it became particularly significant in Christian writings and doctrines as a vehicle of conceiving the role of Jesus Christ as the principle of God, active in the creation and the continuous structuring of the cosmos. And where the rest of it go? Let me go off screen. What is going on here? The article is playing hard to get. Let me see what's going on here. Let me go ahead. Maybe I'll refresh the page and it'll come up. Okay, it's playing hard to get. Let me go ahead and get it this way. Logos Britannica. There you go. Back to where we was. Right. Let's pick up from right here. Let's just start right here from Jesus. We'll start this sentence right here. Although the concept is also found in Indian, Egyptian, and Persian philosophical and theological systems, it became particularly significant in Christian writings and doctrines as a vehicle of conceiving the role of Jesus Christ as the principle of God active in the creation and the continuous structuring of the cosmos and in revealing the divine plan of salvation to human beings. It thus underlies the basic Christian doctrine of the pre-existence of Jesus. Hebrew highlighter. You know how we do. We make it plain around here. Third grade level is my target. I aim to preach at a third grade level. I strive to teach at a third grade level so we could get it, family. All right. Let's continue. The idea of the Logos in Greek thought harks back at least to the 6th century BCE. Philosopher Heraclitus, good enough for me, good enough for ghetto. Heraclitus. It goes back to the 6th century BCE philosopher Heraclitus, who discerned in the cosmic process a logos analogous, good enough for me, good enough for ghetto, analogous to the reasoning power in humans. Analogous means analogous or analogous, similar or comparable to something else. So it means like similar. Who discern the cosmic process, a logos similar to the reasoning power in humans. Later, the Stoics, philosophers who followed the teachings of the thinker Zeno of Citium, 4th and 3rd century BCE, defined the logos as an active, rational, and spiritual principle that permeated all reality. They called the logos providence, nature, God, and the soul of the universe, which is compared to many seminal logi that are contained in the universal logos. I just want to go ahead and double check the definition. Analogous, similar or comparable to something else, either in general or in something specific detail. Similar in a way that invites comparison. Showing an analogy or a likeness that permits one to draw an analogy. I'm a dork, family. I'm a dork. I got to get confirmation. Let's go on and double check. Now let's continue. They call it the Logos, providence, nature, God, and the soul of the universe, which is composed of many seminal logi that are contained in the universal Logos. Philo Judaeus, Philo of Alexandria, Hebrew highlighter. We got to highlight this name, family. Remember this name. Remember this name. Remember this name. Philo Judaeus, Philo of Alexandria, a 1st century CE Jewish philosopher, taught that the Logos was the intermediary between God and the cosmos. Hebrew highlighter. Being both the agents of creation and the agent through which the human mind can apprehend and comprehend God. According to Philo, in the Middle Platonists, philosophers who interpreted in religious terms the teachings of Plato, the Logos was both immanence in the world and at the same time the transcendent divine mind. In the 1st chapter of the Gospel according to John, let's go, family, let's go. By the way, it costs you absolutely nothing to hit the like button. It's absolutely free to hit the like button. We appreciate the support, family. Just hit that like button. Thank you. In the 1st chapter of the Gospel according to John, Jesus Christ is identified as the Word, Greek Logos, incarnated or made flesh. The identification of Jesus with the Logos is based on Old Testament Hebrew Bible concepts of revelation, such as occurs in the frequently used phrase, the word of the Lord. The word of the Lord, the Vard Yehovah, which connoted ideas of God's activity and power. In the Jewish view that wisdom is the divine agent that draws humans to God and is identified with the word of God. The author of the gospel, according to John, used this philosophical expression, which easily would be recognizable to readers in the Hellenistic Greek cultural world, to emphasize the redemptive character of the person of Christ, whom the author describes as the way, the truth, and the life. I repeat, the author describes as the way and the truth and the life. The way and the truth and the life. Just as the Jews had viewed the Torah, the law, as pre-existent with Elohim, so also the author of John viewed Jesus. Both Jesus came to be regarded as the personified source of life and illumination of humankind. St. John interprets the Logos as inseparable from the person of Jesus and does not simply imply that the Logos is the revelation that Jesus proclaims. Now, a few things that caught my attention. This commercial did not catch my attention. Let me go off screen. It's trying to get my attention. We don't do Black Friday around here. Okay, let's go back. Few things. Notice that it says several times, the author of John. So also the author of John. The author of the gospel according to John. Family, why is Britannica saying the author of the gospel according to John? Well, isn't it John? Isn't it, quote unquote, Jesus' best friend, John? Family, we don't know who wrote the Gospel of John. I repeat, we don't know who wrote the Gospel of John. We don't know. It was possibly a Gentile. Possibly. Maybe in Ephesus. We don't know who wrote the Gospel of John. But I'll tell you this. John did not write the Gospel of John. We don't know who wrote it. So hold on to that. Hold on to that thought. Shalom, shalom to my brother, Double T, the Hebrew. And I'm curious to hear your position on tonight's topic. Is Jesus the Word, Logos, in John 1? The Logos explained, open panel. Is the Messiah, is Yahusha HaMashiach the Word, the Logos, in John 1? The Logos explained, open panel. This caught my attention. It says the author of the gospel according to John. I spoke about this before. I brought out an article revealing that we do not know definitively who wrote the gospel of John. Appreciate it, Double T. Wow, that was quick, Ak. You went right for it. That was quick. Appreciate that. There's no hesitation. Like always. Always keep it a buck. Now let's continue. Is there anything else that I wanted? Oh, this phrase right here. The way and the truth and the life is found in the Gospel of John. Now let's go down. The identification of Jesus with the Logos, which is implied in various places in the New Testament, but stated specifically in the Gospel according to John, was further developed in the early church, but more on the basis of Greek philosophical ideas than on the Old Testament motifs. Did you hear that, family? The idea of the Logos was a development. It was further developed in the early church. And it's based more on Greek philosophy than the Old Testament. We're making it plain around here. You know how we do. The Logos is based off of Greek philosophy, more so than the Old Testament. This will call my attention, family. Let me go ahead and go up right here. But Jesus came to be regarded as the personified source of life and illumination of humankind. Notice the phrasing. But Jesus came to be regarded. Not that he always was, but that he came to be regarded as a personified source of life and illumination of humankind. This development was dictated by attempts made by early Christian theologians and apologists to express the Christian faith in terms that would be intelligible with the Hellenistic world and to impress their hearers with the view that Christianity was superior to or heir to all that was best in pagan philosophy. Thus, in their apologies and polemical works, the early apostolic Christian fathers stated that Christ, as the pre-existent Logos, 1, reveals the Father to humankind and is subject to the Old Testament and is subject of the Old Testament manifestation. Let me read that again, family. Salika. Number 1, reveals the Father to humankind and is the subject of the Old Testament manifestations of God. The manifestations of God. 2, is the divine reason in which the whole human race shares, so that Heraclitus and others who lived with reason were Christians before Christ. And 3, is the divine will and word that by which the worlds were framed. Number 3 is the divine will and word by which the worlds were framed. I find this interesting right here. Number 2, point number 2. This is interesting to me. This caught my eye. I don't know about you, family, but this is an eyebrow raiser. Like the people's champ, The Rock. Number 2 is the divine reason in which the whole human race shares, so as Heraclitus and others who lived with reason were Christians before Christ. Interesting. Remember, the idea of the Logos was around before the life of the Messiah. The idea of the Logos predates the Messiah. The idea of the Logos goes back to the 6th century BCE. That's right. The idea of the Logos goes back to the 6th century BCE. And that concludes this article. Shout out to Britannica. I told y'all, family, Britannica is professional, is scholastic, and it's objective. Now, let's get another article. That way we have 2 sources. Let's go to another scholar. Let me go ahead and share my screen. This article that I'm about to bring out, I had to pay for it. I'm just saying, though. This is not a free article, family. But your brother's looking out. This article is from the Bart Ehrman blog, The History and Literature of Early Christianity. Let's get some more. The Christ poem in John. This was written February 22nd, 2013. Arguably the best known and most influential passage dealing with Christology in the New Testament is the prologue of the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 1 through 18. The prologue of the Gospel of John, Hebrew highlighter. The Christ poem in John. Facts, double T. Facts. Yeah. I mean, hey, you can find some gems somewhere. I mean, it's an extensive body of work. I'm talking about the early church fathers. It's an early extensive body of work. But as an Israelite, I don't have to subscribe to them. I repeat, as an Israelite, I don't have to subscribe to them. And I'm not just being shady, family. I'm not being shady. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't have to subscribe to them. The Tanakh been established before the early church fathers. What I need the early church fathers for? I mean, it's good to know the information. I mean, they drop some gems here and there. Double C, you bring out the Ebionites and the Nazarenes, who were the enemy, by the way. They were the enemy by the majority church, by the popular church, the believers that would eventually, the type of Christianity that would eventually be funded by the state, by the government of Rome, would be the main religion due to Constantine. And the Ebionites and the Nazarenes were persecuted because they were the minority. But let me go ahead and get back to it and lift the noise. Yeah, I mean, feel free to bring out your position, and I just encourage people to think for themselves. I'm not here telling you what you must believe. Feel free to disagree with me, but at least I got to just bring out an objective approach, and I'm going to bring out articles that it might bother you a little bit. They might bother you because you might hear some things that might make you feel a type of way. But let me tell you something. This is not out of anything that's weird. It's not out of an evil intention or nothing like that. I'm not trying to start trouble just to start trouble. But at the same time, we got to investigate. We got to search the truth. We got to get to the bottom of it. And as Israelites in the awakening, we got to wake up. And a part of the awakening is doing our own research and listening to what scholars got to say. I'm not saying they got everything right, but at least consider what they got to say. And we're going to consider this scholar, who is a doctor, by the way, Dr. Bart Ehrman. Let's go. Appreciate it, Lifted Noise. I'm still learning too. It's a journey. It's a journey, for sure, for sure. Now we're going to go down this article and let's see what we think about it. Arguably the best known and most influential passage dealing with Christology in the New Testament is the prologue of the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 1 through 18. It is also possibly the most studied and discussed passage, even more than the Christ poem in Philippians 2, 6 through 11. The first 18 verses of John are typically called the prologue because they are clearly set apart from the rest of the gospel as a kind of celebration of the main character of the book. These verses are written in a different writing style from the rest of the gospel. Lofty poetry. They contain key concepts not found in the rest of the gospel. Christ as the Word made flesh. And yet they introduce, some of the most important views of the gospel. The high view of Christ generally. And so it is widely thought that the author of the fourth gospel appended these verses as a prologue, possibly after the rest of the book was written. Notice he said possibly. I told you, family, this is a scholar. This is a doctor, a PhD, possibly written after the rest of the book was written. The prologue. So possibly the prologue was written after John was written. Notice that Bart Ehrman says the author of the fourth gospel. We got another witness. He said the author of the fourth gospel. We don't know who wrote the fourth gospel. It says John. It says the Gospel of John, but we don't know who wrote it. We know that John didn't write it. It might have been written by a Gentile, possibly. But the Gospel of John is different than the Synoptic Gospels. The Synoptic Gospels include Matthew, Mark, and Luke. They're like scene to scene, they're action to action. But the Gospel of John is completely different. The prologue presents an unusually exalted view of Christ. Hebrew highlighter. And one that is highly complex and nuanced. I won't be able to give a complete exegesis on this blog. That would take a book, but I will point out a few of the main points. First here in this post, and then in one or two more. I had to pay for this article, so we got the rest of it, family. You're welcome. I'll be here all day. Even though I'm not playing, though. You're welcome. Hey, I was a smart ass before the awakening. I'm still a smart ass. Some things will never change. Let's go. The first thing to stress is that we are not dealing with a prose narrative here, but with something that looks like a poem. Whether the author of the rest of the gospel composed the poem or if someone else in his community did, it's hard to say. There are good arguments on both sides, but I tend to think it was someone else. For one main reason, the major theological term that is the focus of the prologue never occurs elsewhere in John. Jesus as the Word. Jesus as the Word. It does not appear elsewhere in the Gospel of John. This is what sticks out in Dr. Bart Ehrman's mind. He thinks it was written by somebody else. He thinks the prologue John chapter 1, verses 1 through 18. The prologue, the poem, was written by someone else. But as I said, the first thing to stress is that this seems to be a poem. One of its most interesting features is how it uses a technique that you might call staircase parallelism. Hebrew highlighter. Where each line builds on the one that precedes it, and does so in some of its key lines by repeating the last word of the preceding line as the first word of its own. You can see this better in the Greek. Literally translated, the opening goes like this. Notice the repeated words at the end and beginning of lines. Here, underlined. Let's check this out, family. Y'all checking this out? Y'all checking this out, fam? That doesn't take it away from his studies, lifted noise. Whether if he is or not, it doesn't take away from his doctorate. It doesn't take away from his expertise. Whether if he is or if he isn't, he's still a scholar. He's still a PhD. But it's cool. We can agree to disagree. There's a lot of brews that don't agree with me. I'm the weird Israelite. I'm the Israelite that say stuff that your camp won't say. I'm the Israelite that will challenge your camp doctrine. In the words of 2 Chainz, I'm different. I'm different. And you different. And we all different. And I'm not scared and afraid to be different. So whether if he is an atheist or not, that's beside the point. He's a scholar, and I'm going to at least hear what he has to say. He is an expert on the New Testament. Big facts. That's what that's what they say. We know for sure that the quote unquote Caucasian man is not Esau. But that's what they say. But they have the right to be wrong. And they're wrong all the time. Let's go back. Let's get it, family. Let me go ahead and put the title back on screen. That way everybody know what we're here tonight for. Is Jesus the Word? Logos in John 1. The Logos explained. Open panel. Now look at this. Look at this wording, family. Look at this staircase parallelism. You see that? You see that in the beginning and the end, as Bar Ehrman said. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and God was the Word. In him was life, and the life was the light of humans. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The dominant theme of the poem is a being known as the Word, which in Greek is the term logos. Highlighter. Bruce, we're always highlighting something. Bible filled with highlighted verses. More verses highlighted than not. The word logos is highly complex and nuanced. In brief terms, it means something like word or reason. It was a term that was widely used in philosophical discourse to mean very deep and important things. Stoic philosophers thought that the logos was the reason that infuses all of reality, the divine reason. That is why the world makes sense. All of us have logos inside of us, reason. And when we live in accordance with the logos, for these philosophers, we live in concord with the word. We live in concord with the word, which is infused with this divine logos. That's a good thing to do. In Platonic circles, and I'm not talking about friend zone circles. In Platonic, I'll be here all day, by the way. The jokes are free. I know it's a sensitive topic. I'll be throwing some jokes here and there. I'll be checking up on you. Make sure we all right. Make sure we all right now. Let's not get crazy. In Platonic circles, it was thought that the logos was a kind of mediator between the divine realm and the human. That it was the way humans have access to the divine because of a divine bestowal of logos, divine reason, within humans. And of course, the term logos has deep resonances with Jews, as the philosophical connotations widely held also could be transposed into a biblical key. This is seen nowhere more than in the philosophical speculations of the great Jewish philosopher. That's right, you guessed it, Philo of Alexandria. Remember what I said, family. Remember that name. Remember that name. Remember that name. Philo of Alexandria. I got to go big screen for our Ema. Ema Marcia is in the building. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Ema Mardia. Ema Marcia Hamilton. Her Hebrew name is Mardia. Shalom to our mother. Hallelujah. Philo of Alexandria, who thought Philo of Alexandria, who thought that Logos was a divine being, a God who mediates between God and humans. You know what time it is. Hebrew highlighted time. Philo of Alexandria, who thought that Logos was a divine being, a God who mediates between God and humans. Now keep this in your mind, fam. Philo of Alexandria was a Hellenized Jew. Philo of Alexandria was an Hellenized Jew. The prologue to John has been thought to be invested in all of these views, but by one scholar or another. It is important to recognize what is said about the Logos in these 18 verses. Let's check out what's said about the Logos. The Logos was in the beginning with God. The Logos was therefore a separate being from God, and yet the Logos was God. The Logos created the entire universe. All things came into being through him, and apart from him, nothing came into being that came into being. Verse 3. You should be thinking Genesis at this point. Recall how Elohim created the world, and God said, "Let there be light." In other words, he created by speaking his word. The Logos came to his own world, but his own people rejected him. Verses 10 and 11. Those who acted the Logos, though, were made children of God. Verse 12. And most important, the Logos became flesh and dwelt among us. Verse 14. In other words, the Logos became a human being, a glorious one. And it was the human who was predicted by John the Baptist, verse 15. And in fact, that human that the Logos became was Jesus Christ, verse 17. He is the one who explains who God really is as his unique son, verse 18. That's the Logos in a nutshell. That's the Christ poem in a nutshell. Let's get some more. This article's basically done. Just 2 more paragraphs. Make sure you guys can see. All right, we Gucci. It is important to realize how this prologue is imagining Christ. It is not saying that Jesus pre-existed and then was born of a virgin. Not at all. Not only is there no virgin birth here, explicit or implicit? For this author, Jesus did not even exist until the Logos became flesh. Hebrew highlighter. Whoever this author is. My bad. Where'd it go? I'm just going to have to read that again. It is not saying that Jesus pre-existed and then was born of a virgin. Not at all. That's not what the prologue is saying. Not only is there no virgin birth here, explicit or implicit, for this author, Jesus did not even exist until the logo became For this author, Jesus did not even exist until the Logos became flesh. Highlighter. I agree with you there, Double T. I don't believe in the virgin birth. Now, I'm going to teach on that too. When that time comes, when it gets near quote unquote Christmas time, I'm going to speak about the virgin birth. We're going to expose the virgin birth. Big screen. When Christmas time comes around, we're going to expose the virgin birth. Stay tuned. Now, according to this author, Jesus did not even exist until the Logos became flesh. When and only when the Logos became flesh is when Jesus came into existence. I'm gonna highlight that again because this is profound, family. This is pretty deep. We gotta take our time with it. This is like chewing a steak. We gotta take our time. It may cause us to chew for about 10 to 15 minutes, but we gotta be careful. We can't rush and eat a steak. John 1 is hefty. When and only when the Logos became flesh is when Jesus came into existence. But Jesus was the fleshy being that the Logos became. This Logos that became Jesus was in the very beginning with God. And this Logos was God. And the Logos became a human, Jesus. Jesus then is the incarnation, literally the enfleshment of the divine Logos. This is a very high Christology indeed. Unlike the Philippians Christ poem, Jesus is not made equal with God at the exaltation that came at the resurrection. Jesus was the incarnated Logos that was equal with God in the beginning. Before the universe existed, he was the one who created the universe, and that one became a human. It's an amazing poem. I'll say more about it in subsequent posts. And that concludes this article from Dr. Bart Ehrman. Let me know what you think, family. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you happy with the article? Are you pissed off with the article? Are you pissed off at me? Let me know what you think, family. This is a no shy zone. No shy zone. Don't be shy, family. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Let me know what you feel about this. I'm gonna lie. It's a little confusing. This Greek philosophy stuff is confusing. It can be. I'm not dissing philosophy, but I got to be real with y'all. The idea of the Logos comes from Greek philosophy. It is not an Hebraic idea. It's a Greek Hellenistic idea. Is Jesus the word, Logos, in John 1, the Logos explained? Open panel. I'm going to open the panel here real soon. Now, We're going to go to Blue Letter Bible. Let me go ahead and go to Blue Letter Bible. We're going to go to John 1. I just want to show you something, family. We're going to look at that word logos in the Greek. Well, the word logos is Greek and it means word. John 1. Yeah, lifted noise. And to me, you're not out of pocket for questioning that. I don't believe that you are wrong or that it's blasphemy for you to question whether the Son was pre-existing. Big facts. Our forefathers, our ancestors didn't know any Jesus. Jesus is an egregore. Jesus is an egregore. I did a whole video on that. Y'all like, what's an egregore? Jane, you just learned that word a couple days ago. Okay, I learned that word a couple months ago. How's that? Now, let me go to John 1. I just want to show you something real quick. Let's go to... Let's just read it. The deity of Jesus Christ. We'll read the first 5 verses. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life that was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. Remember, this is, how do you phrase it? This is poetry, parallelism, something like that, right? What did he say? Blase, blase. He said staircase, parallelism. This right here is staircase, parallelism. Now we're going to check out that word. Word. What's the word? Right here. Logos.
Strong's G 3056. Logos. Logos.
Logos. Logos. There it is. Now let's get some definitions. Masculine noun of speech, a word uttered by a living voice, embodies a conception or idea, what something has said, a word, the sayings of God, decree, mandate, or order, or the moral precepts given by God, Old Testament prophecy given by the prophets, what is declared, a thought, declaration, aphorism, a weighty saying, a dictum, a maxim, discourse. Oh, blase, blase. Oh, goodness gracious. This is a lot, family. Do I want to read all this? This is a lot. I'll just go ahead and read this right here. In John denotes the essential word of God, Jesus Christ, the personal wisdom and the power in union with God, his minister in creation and government of the universe, the cause of all the world's life, both physical and ethical, which for the procurement of man's salvation put on human nature in the person of Jesus the Messiah, the second person in the Godhead, and shone forth conspicuously from his words and deeds. As you can tell, this is from a Trinitarian perspective. But it's a lot of definitions, family. A lot right here. It's a lot. I'll just go ahead and show it. I don't want to read all this. Blase, 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 blase. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, let's check out that Hebrew word for word. What's the Hebrew word for word? Let's go to, let me show you how you guys can do it. The word is davar. Davar. What you can do is you can just go to the top. Let's see. Let's go to the beginning. Oh, no, I had it. I had it right here. This is what you want to do. You want to go right here. Let's type in word. And then go to the lexicon right here. Click on that tab, family. Scroll down and let's find that word, davar. right here. Davard, 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 Davard.
Strong's H, 1697. Davar, Davar.
And don't forget to roll your R's too. Davard. Speech, word, speaking, thing, speech, saying, utterance, word, words, business, occupation, acts, matter, case, something, manner, Jesus. Okay, don't say Jesus. I was seeing if y'all was listening. Notice there's no phrase that says Jesus. The word Davard is conflated with the word Jesus. Christians and even Hebrew Israelites conflate Jesus with the word. They conflate Jesus, the Logos, with the word in Hebrew, Davard. That's my position, family. I'm not here telling you what you must believe, but from my conclusion, the Logos concept comes from Greek thought. Many infer Jesus is the word, but this is not explicit in the Old Testament. Jesus did not pre-exist. The prologue of John 1 is not consistent with the Gospels, and it's not consistent with the Gospel of John. We don't know who wrote John and why it's so different. Why is the Gospel of John so different? We can speculate. We can say the Gospel of John is trying to prove that Jesus is the Most High God. The Gospel of John was known as the spiritual gospel. It was the last gospel to be pinned down. The first gospel that was written was Mark, then Matthew, then Luke. Those three gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, are the three synoptic gospels, the synoptic gospels. They pretty much agree with each other. They're pretty much saying similar stuff. It's like scene to scene to scene. It's action, action, cut, action, cut, action, cut, action. But the Gospel of John is different. Throughout the book of the Gospel of John, Jesus is giving a long spiel. He's giving a long sermon, and it's unique and it's different from the synoptic gospels. And it's different from the way it starts. It starts with the Christ poem. We don't know who wrote John and why it's so different. So I arrived to the conclusion. I don't subscribe to Jesus being the word. I don't. And check this out, family. I grew up a Trinitarian. I grew up believing that Jesus is the second person of the Godhead. I was a Trinitarian. I was a licensed minister in Christianity. I was saved at the age of 13, baptized at 13. I taught my first Bible study at 14. I did gospel rap at 14. I preached my first sermon at 15 at a Church in God in Christ church in East Oakland. I was licensed as a Christian minister in 2011. So I know a thing or two about Christianity. I grew up believing that Jesus was the Logos, but I don't believe that no more. And that's based on the information that I'm reading, that I'm examining, that I'm checking out. So I'm coming to this conclusion, and I know this can be uncomfortable. Believe me, I've been there. It's uncomfortable. It's a little uncomfortable for me to even bring this out right now, for me to share this. It's not uncomfortable for me anymore to believe this. It's not uncomfortable for me to not believe in the Messiah being the Logos. I've gotten over that, but I had to get over it. It's like swimming without the life jacket. You gotta get used to it. You gotta be able to to ride with the waves. You got to be able to get used to it, family, and toughen up. And I will say that it is slightly uncomfortable for me to share this information with you because I know a lot of Hebrew Israelites believe that Yahusha HaMashiach is the Logos. There's a lot of Hebrew Israelites that believe that Yahusha HaMashiach pre-existed. And if that's your position, I'm not trying to get you to change it. I just at least want you to consider what these scholastic sources had to say. That's all. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up the panel. For those, if anybody would like to come on, you can come on, family, right here. Join here. If you believe that Yahusha HaMashiach is the Logos, feel free to explain to us why. I'm not going to come at you sideways. I'm not going to try to debate you. I'm not going to try to interrogate you or even change your mind. I like to just hear your perspective. This is a peaceful platform. I'm not going to act crazy and belligerent, and I expect the same from you as well. So if you'd like to come on, it's up to you, fam. I'm sorry if I seemed like I was standoffish, family. I wasn't. I was just working. I was going in. So I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm seeing how we doing. I'm seeing if we're all right. Hopefully nobody jumped out the window. Because I know this is uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable for a lot of Hebrew Israelites. I'm not even talking about Christians right now. I'm talking about Hebrew Israelites. In my opinion, a lot of Hebrew Israelites are actually Christians. And they don't even know it. A lot of Hebrew Israelites are actually Christians. In the words of my friend, Stephen Graham, the great Stephen Graham, who has made amazing documentaries. His videos are all throughout YouTube. They're popular videos, popular documentaries. He is a journalist. He once said to me on the phone, many Hebrews are Christians with Hebrew names. I wish I made that up. It was a great quote. Great quote. So I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm seeing how we're doing. I like it. I like that we were vocal. Shalom, shalom to my brother, YBG3366. It's good to see you, Ak. I know it's been a minute. I hope all things are tov. All things are good with you and yours. Absolutely. If you want to bring something out, YBG, on this topic, absolutely, Ak. You can come on and bring some edification to us. That'd be great. It's up to you. Or you can do it in the chat. Yeah, the egregore. Yeah, lifted noise. Feel free to check it out. And like I said, you don't have to agree with me. I'm not one of those Israelites that are trying to get you to agree with everything I got to say. I'm just bringing up some articles, reading what the experts got to say, and I'm drawing conclusions. But my savior is Yahuwah. Yahuwah is my savior, not a man, not a woman, not a black man, not a black woman, not a white man, not a white woman. My savior is the Most High, Yah, Yod-He, Waw-He, and nobody else. I don't couple nobody with the Most High, Yah. Yah is God over all. There is no other God. There is no other God next to him. There is no other God besides him. Second commandment, Yo Yikeh Lecha Elohim Acharim Al Panai. There should be no other gods upon my face besides me. Big fact. Yeah, Hellenism was in full effect. It's kind of like today we live in America, Western culture, Western European culture is prevalent. Right on. Been pushing along. Yeah, I'm over here grinding myself. I'm on the grind, just working and having the amazing opportunity to hang out with you guys and to share my views and my information. And I get to be honest with you, fam. And, it's a beautiful thing that we can talk about these tough subjects. I would not even preach on this. I would not preach on is the Messiah the Word. This is not something I would preach on, but it's something that I will talk on a night like this, on a live stream where we can just hang out and we can just give our views, from our studies. But yeah, I don't believe Yahusha HaMashiach pre-existed. But if you do, that's your prerogative. You see, Brother Ruben is still in the chat. I know he was saying some stuff. The question is Yahusha the Word? Yeshua is mentioned in the Tanakh. He is salvation. The Word is eternal. The Word is eternal. Yah takes his word very serious. Be careful and don't blaspheme his Ruach. Nobody's doing that. So why are you assuming that? And notice that he said that, and then I don't see him since. I don't know if the study was too hot for him. I don't know if he couldn't take the information presented by the scholars. But notice, he did a hit and run. He made an accusation and then bounced and didn't even stay to see the information. He didn't even stay to hear what I had to say, which is very interesting. So who was with Yah at the beginning? No man, no woman was next to Yah in the beginning. I mean, you can give your perspective on that, Double T, but that's a deep question. But for me, Yah is the beginning. Yah is not restricted to time. Yah is eternal. Yah is infinite. We're finite. Yehovah is beyond our imagination. So we can say wisdom, but even wisdom was created. When we speak about Proverbs 8, wisdom was created. Wisdom was with Yehovah in Proverbs 8, but technically in that passage, wisdom is also created. And check it, that's poetry. Proverbs 8 is poetry. Wisdom is personified as a woman. Check it. Before the man Yahusha HaMashiach was wisdom, wisdom was a lady. Wisdom was a woman personified. It's poetry. Yah doesn't have a wife. I know you got some brews that may believe that. That is what got our ancestors in trouble. When we started looking at Yah as a husband and his wife was wisdom or Asherah. That's the problem. Yehovah does not have a wife. Yehovah contains both masculinity and femininity. Both. Yah is not a man that he shall lie. Yah is not a man that he shall lie, nor the son of man. We can get that verse. We can get it. Yeah, Sophia, wisdom. Sophia is Greek, I believe, for wisdom. But yes, wisdom in Proverbs 8 is a woman. Before wisdom was a man, Yahusha, wisdom was a woman. And is even compared to be, it is even said that wisdom was the wife of Yehovah. But I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. We are not to couple nobody or nothing with Yehovah Sabaoth, with the Lord of hosts. Nobody. Nobody shares that glory. Nobody shares that kingdom with Yah. Yah is king over all. No one shares that throne. Yah is on the throne, and only Yah is on the throne. Yeah, figuratively, Jerusalem is a woman, but so is wisdom. So is wisdom. The word wisdom in Hebrew is chokmah. Chokmah. Chokmah is a feminine noun. It's poetry, family. It's poetry. It's not to be taken literal. But if you want to take it literal, hey, it's your prerogative like Bobby Brown. But I ain't going to do that. In the words of Richie Rich, that's what I ain't going to do. That's what I ain't going to do. I ain't going to do that, family. The Most High is both masculine and feminine. I know you guys heard me say this before, but check it. The word El Shaddai, it means breasts. It means breasts. Shaddai means breasts. It has multiple meanings. It doesn't just mean breasts. It means a violent one, destroyer, field, mountain. It has a plethora of meanings. Almighty. But technically, Shaddai means breasts. Before, and this is poetry. I'm about to give you some poetry right now. And I don't care if you like it. For our ancestors, and this might be too deep for you. You might think I'm sipping on some wine or some alcohol, but I'm not. This is alkaline water. Not alcohol. It's alkaline. Spring water. Now check it. Before the Most High was a father to our ancestors. He was a mother to our ancestors. Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov knew the Creator as El Shaddai, which means the power of breasts, the power of my breasts, power of breasts, breasts. And when you look at that word Shaddai, and you see its early usage, you see that word Shaddai connected to fertility. And remember, the nation of Israel was at its infancy. The nation of Israel was a baby. Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, our patriarchs. The baby of Israel, the infants of Israel. They knew the Creator by the name, by the title, El Shaddai. And one of the meanings for Shaddai is breasts. The Most High does not have form. The Most High does not have genitals. The Most High does not have a penis. The Most High does not have a vagina. And if he does to you, that's not the Most High. That's the most low. That's right. And that word, the spirit. See, Elder Byron, the word spirit is feminine. You're talking about the ruach. The ruach And there are many that believe that the spirit, ruach in Hebrew, and wisdom, chokmah in Hebrew, are the same person. There are many that believe, there are some that believe that the wife of Yah is the spirit, aka wisdom. I don't believe that. It's poetry. Proverbs 8 is poetry. And check it, that word ruach, which means spirit, before it was masculine in the New Testament, it was feminine in the Old Testament. Put some respect on femininity. Respect the feminine. The Most High is both masculine and feminine. But going back to the topic of tonight, is Jesus the Word? Is Yahusha HaMashiach the Word? Whatever we want to say the name of the Messiah is. I don't say Jesus, but if you say Jesus, hey, do you, bruh. But check it. Out of respect and out of love, I do not believe that the Messiah pre-existed anymore. I don't believe that. That's poetry. That's poetry. You're speaking about Exodus 15. You're talking about the Red Sea song, which is a song that we sing all the time in the Hebrew Israelite community. The congregation that I like to listen to, shout out to Beit DCB, shout out to Bates Da'at Chokmah Bina. I like to listen to them. I like to listen, in particular, I like to listen to Nasik Zuri Shaddai Ben Yehuda. Salute to the elder, to the legend. But Exodus 15 is read all the time. It's a song. It's a song. It's a song. It's poetry. So that phrase, a man of war, is poetry. And I say this out of love, YBG. You know how we do it. We passionate. It's good passion. It's good passion. But it's a song that is sang a lot in the congregation that I like to follow. And also, it's sung a lot. Check it. In the Jewish community. Do you know that the Jewish community, they sing Exodus 15 all the time? I believe they say, I believe they recite it like every day. They recite it like every day. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is the case. Exodus 15. So that phrase is not to be taken literal. You're talking about this phrase right here. From my recollection, correct me if I'm wrong, the Jewish community in Judaism, they sing the song, the Red Sea song, the Song of Moses and Miriam every day. They recite it every day, right here. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto Yahweh, and spake, saying, I will sing unto Yahweh, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song. Family, this is a song. The Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation. My father's God, and I will exalt him. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. This is poetry. Why? Because it says right here in context, Yahweh is my strength and song. This is the song that they sang when the Red Sea was restored. Technically, it's the Sea of Reeds. It's not the Red Sea. Technically, it's the Sea of Reeds. Pharaoh in pursuit. The sea is divided. And the waters returned and took out them chariots. And then afterwards, what happened? They sang this song, the Red Sea song, which is recited in the Jewish community and in the Hebrew Israelite community. And also Miriam leads The women, and Miriam, the prophetess, the sister of Aharon, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her in timbrels and with dances. And Miriam answered them, sing ye to Jehovah, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. Hallelujah. No. It's all love. It's all love. YBG. It's all love. For sure. For sure. No. It's just You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. I got triggered. Doc. It's because I remember in a video of mine. I don't remember what video it was, but I said the Most High does not have genitals. The Most High is not a man that he should lie. And then somebody in the comments said the Most High is a man of war. And then they put like a little bomb emoji or something like that. I don't know. It surely wasn't no bomb. It was like one of those little party poppers that you throw on the ground. It was like one of those little, I'm talking about them little white little poppers you like throw on the ground. It was one of those little bombs, like no effects. But that's what they said. That was their response to my video. So I don't know if I responded back to them or not. I don't remember. I don't debate in the chat. I might leave some correction here and there. I might leave some edification or a correction or a rebuttal, but it's something that's short. I don't sit there and debate with the chat. I'll sit there and debate in the comments. I keep it short and sweet because I got things to do. And this song right here, it's a beautiful song because check it. The congregation that I like to listen to, DCB channel. Actually, it's on this channel, on Sarid Yehuda's channel. Somebody sang this song. Shout out to Amaziah. Shout out to Amaziah, brother Amaziah. He sung this song right here, Exodus 15. And you can check it out on Sarid Yehuda's channel. But it's poetry. That's all. Oh, none at all. I was not at all. I wasn't offended at all. Lifted noise. Not at all. I appreciate it. I appreciate the clarification, but no, I wasn't offended at all. Not even a little bit. I get pushback from time to time. I say stuff that's different, and I don't mind being different. I don't say the same old Hebrew Israelite talking points. To be quite frank with y'all, I'm actually pretty sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of the same old Hebrew Israelite talking points. It's time we step our game up. It's time that we say something different. It's time that we go deeper in our studies. Let's look into scholarship. Let's look into history. Let's look into culture. Let's look into language. Let's go deeper. Let's get outside the King James 1611. A lot of us are just stuck in the King James 1611. We're stuck on what our camp teacher tells us. And you can tell I'm not in no camp. They would kick me out in a quickness. But I tell you this, as Israelites, we have to study for ourselves. But I appreciate that. Lifted noise. I didn't feel any type of way. Not at all. I'm looking at the comments, family. You're probably wondering, like, what am I doing? I'm actually reading or attempting to do so. I know I say a lot of stuff. You said, what about the time when the Lord showed himself to Moses when he show him his back? Yeah, I don't know exactly. You said, who was that with Moses? Does it say? Does it say verbatim who that is? Or are we inferring who that is? We went over that verse before. I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody brought that up with, and we went over it. I don't recall exactly who that was, but does it say who that is? Does it say Jesus? Does it say the Messiah? What does your study say? Does it say the Logos? Does it say the Word? Or are we imposing? Are we conflating the Messiah with the Word? The word in Hebrew is davar. And to me, and from my opinion, it's we're doing that. Does it say who that is? YBG, you can tell us what you think who that is. But I'm not going to just guess and take that as facts. I'm not going to use my inference, which is my conclusion, and speak on it like it's facts. It's an inference. So we can infer who that is or whoever you're speaking about. You want my interpretation on it? What's the verse? We'll do that. We'll go to the verse. I'll do this for you. So we'll go to the verse. Because I've had this conversation before, but I don't mind. We could do this. Read more of these comments. Yeah, even the Gospel of Matthew, I have some issues with as well. I mean, it's the Gospel of the Hebrews. That's how it's quoted. It was also said by the church father Jerome that I believe it was the Ebionites or the Nazarenes. I believe it was the Ebionites. They had a copy of Matthew written in Hebrew. They had the book of Matthew written in Hebrew. But there's some issues with the Gospel of Matthew as well, especially in the beginning and especially in the end. And there's other places as well. But I'm not going to just throw out the whole entire gospel. But it's case by case with me. Yeah, if you want to come on the live. Oh, okay. I see somebody in the live. Give me 1 second. Oh, somebody tried to come on and then they went off. But yeah, I got about like 30 minutes. We can do that. Let me go ahead and put the link back on screen. I see somebody. Let me go ahead and shalom, shalom.
Shalom to you. See, let me get my Bible out. Go through it with you real quick.
I got to do the right thing and say shalom, shalom to our brother who is on screen. Shalom to YBG336. I hope all is good with you, Ak.
Shalom, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's a little lag on here. Yes, sir. Shalom to you, man. Hopefully everything is well with you. Let me get my stuff situated, and I'll go over it with you. See, we try to break it down. See. All right.
All right, all right. I gotta say shalom, shalom to Yohanan. Shalom to you. Shalom. I'm curious to hear your position. I'm gonna go ahead and put the question back on screen. If anybody else would like to tackle it. And I'd like to hear your position, YBG. What's your position on the title of tonight? Is Jesus the Word? Is Yahusha HaMashiach the Word? Logos in John 1, the Logos explained, open panel. What you think?
Um, really, really, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know.
That's the best answer we can give when we're not sure about something. That phrase, I don't know. Now, what I'm about to say, it might be a little explicit, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's like when it comes to debates, it's a condom. It will protect you because when you try to say something that you don't know and then you try to explain it, you really put yourself in a position to get cut because then now you got to speak on something that you don't even know about. So, like, I don't know is always the best answer to give when we're not sure about something. So, yeah, I appreciate you by just saying, I don't know. It is a deep question.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been hearing brothers in the community that have said that was Jesus speaking. I heard other brothers in the community that said that was Yahweh that was speaking in that chapter. Well, I don't know, man. Well, I have debated a pastor on it. Me not being fully studied up, I got cut pretty bad. I got railroaded that day. But really, to be truthful or honest with you, I really don't know, man. At least right now, at least with my spirit right now, I don't know. Really, I'm just trying to learn. Really, then trying to rebuttal or anything particular like that.
And I like your approach. Like, one of the reasons why I don't like debating is because, like, you have to stand firm, assertive on a position, and you got to believe it to be true. And with me, I strive to be objective. So a lot of times I can see like the argument on both sides. I can see like different arguments. So like doing debates in general, I'm like not in a rush to get into them. I'd rather teach because with teaching, you can give different perspectives. You can ask the audience what they think, and you don't have to be held to give a definitive answer. And at times, the Bible can be tough to understand. And and this is coming from me. I was a licensed minister in Christianity, and I'm saying this. I've been preaching on YouTube for over 2 years, and I'm definitely not going to act like I'm a know-it-all. There's a lot of stuff that I read in the Bible. I'm like, man, what does that mean? What is this? What is this saying? And it seems like the more that I read the Bible, the more that I don't know.
I agree. That's where I'm at right now. I've been learning so much. I research and I study almost every day. Um, Now I'm at a point now. I'm a little stuck not only I'm stuck, but I'm actually confused because there's a lot of it's a lot of it's a lot of stuff going on in the community, man. A lot of back and forth stuff, and it's kind of confusing. It's kind of confusing. I can see how it could be confusing to a brother coming into the truth as well, because it's like, if everybody, going back at it back and forth, like what, like who's saying what that's the truth, and who is saying what that's misleading. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy today in the community now, right now at least.
And it's barely that. It's barely a community. Man, we're so divided. Man, we thought Christianity was divided. The Hebrew Israelite awakening is becoming like Christian denominations. We're becoming extremely divided. There's all these different groups and sects, and everybody wants to debate each other and fight. And it's crazy, man. It's barely a community. I get a lot of pushback from other Israelites, and it'd be just on doctrine. It'd be on stuff like that. And it's like, man, can we just agree to disagree? Can we be mature about these things? Like, let's focus on unity. But like you said, like somebody just coming into the awakening, yeah, they're going to realize how divided we are. And it's crazy.
I find it I find it very crazy, man, because you got camps that say that, you're not in the truth. If you're not with us, you're not in the truth. You got brothers like that, and then you got other brothers too in other camps that wants to unite. I don't know, man. It's a lot of. I just find it weird. Like you said, like kind of similar like Christianity. I just kind of find it weird because like a brother like me, I'm very hungry, very eager to learn the truth. I watch everybody because I feel like if we Israel, we one nation. It's not that, oh, I'm with this camp, I want these brothers, and it's against, nah, man. Me personally, I just don't see it that way, man.
I think we can actually learn from the land of our captivity. And I tell you, man, captivity is so cushy. It's comfortable here in America. I ain't gonna lie. We got our problems, but it's pretty comfy now. Yeah, I mean, but I will say, shalom, shalom to Double T. Shalom, shalom, King. Let me go ahead and get my thought. Go ahead and mute your mic, and I'll pass it to Double T. I got you.
Shalom, shalom, King.
Shalom, shalom, Mark. Shalom.
Nah,
Let me go ahead and get this thought out real quick.
yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna mute my mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it right back to you, King. Got you. So, man, we could actually learn from the land of our captivity. What am I talking about? We can be like the United States of America. We could be the United States of Israel. We can have our own states, right? We can have our own way of doing things. Because check it, every state in America has different laws. They have different ways of doing things. But check it, they're united as a nation. All 50 states are united. So what we can learn from the land of our captivity, we can learn to be different nations within the nation, but at the same time be united. And we can do that with peace and love. To me, we're just straight up divided. That's the way how I see it. And we got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. And it's one of the reasons why I started a channel, because I got sick and tired of hearing a lot of the same jargon, the racism, the hatred that's being pushed throughout YouTube. I was like, you know what? I need to stand up and speak on it. I need to connect with others that are like-minded, such as myself. And, those, Israelites that are about peace and love and about going beyond just the King James. Shout out to the King James, but we got to do better than that. Israelites that are not just rigid and stuck on doctrine, but Israelites that are willing to get out of our comfort zone and do, deeper studies. But, most importantly, we love Yah, and that we love our neighbor, which includes the Israelite and the stranger, and we love ourselves. So I wanted to be a different voice, and I hope that more of us just continue to step up and speak out. That way we can give an alternative to the camps, the radical camps that are preaching racism. But you got a Double T. I'm sorry for cutting you. I just wanted to get that thought out because I know I forgot.
Nah, you got. I was just agreeing with y'all, man. Like, man, there's so much division, like you said, man. In this walk, in this truth, man. Like I said, I came in this truth in 2018, 2019. So coming into the truth, I'm thinking like, man, unity, family, you know what I'm saying? The whole nine. But it's like you said though, you know what I'm saying? It's just like Christianity. Man, you know how Christianity got so many like, denominations and all that. Well, then I come into this truth. I mean, you got all these camps and all that, man. And then each camp have a different doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Like I comment on the brothers channel, you know what I'm saying, a couple of days ago, and that's what I was trying to tell him. I forgot what camp he was part of, but I was like, brother, y'all got all different types of doctrine, bro. Not all y'all, you know what I'm saying, agree, you know what I'm saying, on doctrine. You know what I'm saying? So like their division, you know what I'm saying, right there. You know what I'm saying? So I was just agreeing with y'all, man. Like we gotta do better as a nation, man. Y'all not pleased with us for real, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's not, man. So like before it, we can, you know what I'm saying, go back and be a part of, what Yah has promised for us, which is our inheritance. Man, we gotta come back as a nation. We gotta unify, man. That's why he said, my people, you know what I'm saying, which is called by my name. You know what I'm saying? My people, man, we gotta humble ourselves. We gotta repent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you were saying, pushing that hatred and that everything, yelling at the Gentiles and everything. Like, come on, man. We was once lost too. Like, come on now. Like, we gotta do better. So, but yeah, man, that's my take on it too.
Oh, you know what time it is. Let's sound the alarm. Sound the alarm.
For real talk.
Let's go. Straight fire.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like,
Yeah,
cause
yeah.
I was thinking too, like I told you the other day, man. I was like, man, my grandfather, he mixed. You know what I'm saying? I found out that my grandfather was mixed, right? So I'm like, okay, well, if his dad was white, according to the camps, you know what I'm saying, then I'm not an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm a Gentile. You know what I'm saying? So like what? Like you see that? And so and again, they don't want to, they don't want to talk about, the white man Esau and everything. They don't really want to, you know what I'm saying, get into that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see no camp really debating on that really. You know what I'm saying? It's just really, you know what I'm saying? Because they got it off I can't think what's the One West. I think that was pushing that doctrine, you know what I'm saying? So like and there was a lot of break off, you know what I'm saying, off that. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Like this truth is, man, it's eye opening, man, for real. It really is.
I got a question for you, Double T. And I'm going to ask YBG this question as well. Out of the nation of Israel, on a percentage, how many of us are actually in the truth or actually in the awakening?
Man, I think I can count on my hand, man. That's what for real. To be honest with you, man, like you know what, and I think about myself too, man. Like you were saying, man. Like when you know what I'm saying, reading the scriptures, it's like, you know what I'm saying, the more, like, you know what I'm saying, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I was, you know what I'm saying, and like as I go back and and read, I'm like, man, damn, I didn't know that was in there. How did I miss that? You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you're right. Like we think we in the truth, but are we really though? Like, come on, man. Like, and then you say this. Like, what is truth though? What is your truth? You know what I'm saying? Do you have it? Like, has Yah, you know what I'm saying, really, revealed everything to you? You know what I'm saying? So like, you know.
Woo! Straight fire. You got it, King. You got it, YBG.
Well, well, me particularly, I know a lot of people that's in the truth, but I think where the concern comes into play is when you still carry certain doctrines that hasn't been relooked at. You know what I'm saying? Like for a scenario like ISUPK as of today, I see a lot of people get onto them. Like as I heard one brother that was teaching from ISUPK, he was saying that their doctrine has been the same, and I feel like, as the scripture says that the later times, knowledge will increase. So I me personally, I know a lot of people that's in the truth. What it is, I just think, certain doctrines that we carry on, we just need to overlook those, and we need to go over them once again as a nation. That's my take.
Facts. Facts. Fire. We have brought a lot of Christianity into the awakening to the point where the awakening kind of, it looks like Christianity.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of Hebrew Israelites that are Christians. They don't realize it, but they brought a lot of Christianity into this way of life. I hear a little bit of an echo.
Was that for
Oh,
me?
shalom. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Man, I lost my thought. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking about the awakening. Okay, so like I'm thinking it's probably 5%. We're becoming like the 5%ers. I'm thinking 5%. 5% of Israel is actually in the awakening. I'm just throwing out a wild number. Maybe I don't know. I'm thinking about the 5%ers. The organization that's split from the Nation of Islam. But I'm thinking about 5% of Israel is actually in the awakening. I'm thinking like 95% is not, because Ima Bithia said it beautifully on screen. She said, there is only going to be a remnant. Everyone can't go. Facts. And that's said throughout the scriptures. There's always going to be that remnant. There's always going to be that small portion, whether it's 5%, 10%, 50, 15%, 20%. I don't know definitively, but it seems like, man, the minority within our community are actually in the awakening. And I say that, just based on, actions and based on words, based on, what we're speaking. And as a community, we got to step our game up, because all you got to do is do a Google search. You type in Hebrew Israelite, and man, we look all kinds of stupid. We look all kinds of crazy. This is not what Yah wants for us to do. But, it's up to us. It's up to like-minded Israelites, such as, yourself, YBG, and, Double T, the Hebrew, and those in the chat. We have to speak up, whether it be on our platform. We have to just be a voice. And in my opinion, there's not enough Hebrew Israelite content creators that are about peace and love. There's a lot of Hebrew Israelite content creators that are about division and hatred and racism. And, we got to kind of do our best to kind of drown out their doctrines. But yeah, I'll pass it back to whoever wants it.
From what you said, Matthew 10 goes into that. Um, you know, buying divisions will be on earth. So I don't know if I could agree with you on that standpoint. But as you and the sister, what she said, that's absolutely right. And if you really think about in the beginning of times, even in the Torah, we always been divided. Not just the like Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, like the actual brothers that was living with each other in Genesis and Exodus. Not only just them, but also you had people down the line before them that was actually divided as well. So, and on top of it too, even in the book of John, it even talks about the Jews was divided. So I feel, well, not what I feel, but from what I'm interpreting through scriptures, I'm seeing that the reason why the most high have to cleanse for another Exodus is because of the division. Like you saying, peace. The only way you're gonna get peace is for the earth to get reset. And the only way the earth will get reset when Christ comes back.
My brother, he said that like 2,000 years ago. I don't know, man. It's been a long wait, man. I think, we could wait on we can wait on that to happen, but I'm just saying, like, I think we can do something about it right now, though. You know, collectively as a family, I think we can be a voice, at least, you know, speak on it, and just that way when people they type in the awakening, they see a variety. You know, they don't just see all the foolishness that we see. But yeah, Double T the Hebrew, I want to ask you, Double T, what's your position on this question tonight? Because I did ask, I asked YBG, but I'm curious. I'm gonna put the question back on screen. Is Jesus or is Yahusha HaMashiach the word logos in Job 1? What's your take on that?
So yeah, so man, I did this study. I mean, I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago, because something didn't sit right, in my spirit when I was reading it. It just didn't make it didn't make sense. So when I sat there, you know what I'm saying, and broke it down, man, like Yahusha, you know what I'm saying, just like I said, you know what I'm saying, in the chat, he's just a representation, you know what I'm saying, of the Most High God. So like me, I have a son, right? So my son is a representation, you know what I'm saying, of me. You know what I'm saying? So if I send forth, you know what I'm saying, my son to deliver, you know what I'm saying, a word, then that's what I'm doing. He's not pre-existed. He didn't, you know what I'm saying, wasn't no virgin birth. You know what I'm saying? He came from me. I'm sending him. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? He's not, like you said, as far as, you know what I'm saying, the logos or whatever not. Yeah, he's not the word. As you just proved it, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, on the text right there. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think a lot of, like I said, a lot of Christians feel that he's pre-existing, and he's not. You know what I mean? So like you said, we bring Christianity into this awakening. We gotta unlearn and relearn. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my take on it. And then I was going respond to what the brother said, as far as like the unity and peace. I feel like we can unify, right? And it's true. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we can have peace. So that peace that the Messiah was talking about was causing division, a man against his father, a daughter against the mother. That's, the household, that type of division. You know what I mean? That type of division is, well, if you want to follow Yahusha and your family members not, what's going to cause division? That's the division he's talking about. You know what I mean? Not brethren on brethren. You know what I mean? We gotta fix that in our nation, man. We really do. Like, and it hurts me to see that we not unified. We are divided, man. Like, it's sad that we can't. Like, I was listening to like the brother was saying, I think it's, what do you say, it's IUPCK or whatever that is. Man, they are saying like if you believe Gentiles can be saved, and you're not saved, and you a Gentile and you can't be part of the camp and everything, and then the brother, like, they was
No,
debating about
that
like the
wasn't my
Gentiles.
stance.
No,
That
no, not
wasn't
you, brother. No, not you, not you. I was saying, I think his name is Captain Tarazazar or whatever his name is. Him, that
Cesaria.
guy. Yeah, him. You know what I'm saying? So he up there, I guess the brothers from Genesis wanted to debating about, Gentiles being saved and everything. And the brother asked him to keep certain things private. You know what I mean? He said, nah, F that, man, I'm gonna put it out there and everything. Just you see the rah-rah and the division and the truth, man. And like I said, man, it's sad, man. It really is. Like, it's really sad, because Yahusha didn't come to, you know what I'm saying, for that, you know what I'm saying, the division amongst brethren. You know what I mean? As you see, he had 12 disciples. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, you know what I'm saying, they was together. There wasn't no division other than Judas, which he saw that from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So like, again, as a nation, man, we gotta do better. I was reading Kings right before I saw you go live. And Solomon, you know what I'm saying, right before the kingdom split, Solomon made that prayer, that supplication to the Most High God, and it was all unified. All 12 tribes was right there when he made that prayer, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when can we get that? You know what I'm saying? Like, when can we get that? That unity? You know what I mean? Just like I think it's Psalms one. I think it's Psalms 135 or maybe 138. How, what is it? How pleasant it is for brethren to dwell, you know what I'm saying, in unity. We want that. We need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we built on that. You don't think about it. 12 tribes of Israel. We are built on that. We built on, you know what I'm saying, tribalism, unity. Like, come on, like when can we get back to that? But that's my take on that though.
Hey, I appreciate you clearing that up too. That do make a lot of sense. You saying that.
For sure, King, for sure.
All praises. All right, family. So we're like the 2 hour mark. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and give our closing. I'm gonna go ahead and start with YBG. Go ahead and close out, and then we'll pass it over to Double T, and then we out here.
Oh oh dang. I don't know if it's too late now, but I got a little carried away. But I actually got the scripture for you if you don't mind going into it real quick.
Yeah, that could be a part of the closing for sure. Let me go ahead and put it on screen. Uh, Let me know where you like to.
Yes, sir. Exodus 33, verse. Let's see. Exodus 33, verse. I want to say verse. Yeah,
And Double
verse
T, if you like
21.
to, and the Double T, if you like to chime in as well, feel free to jump in.
Okay, Con.
But, all right, for sure. All right, Exodus 33, verse 21. All right. You want to go ahead and read it, or you want me to go ahead and read it?
Oh, yeah, I can read it. And it says, And the Lord said, Behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock. Verse 22. And it shall come to pass while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in a cliff of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. Verse 23. And I will take away my hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen.
Hallelujah. So yeah, just fill me in.
I always want your interpretation on that.
In
'Cause I would
regards to what part of the passage, to be exact.
well, I was wanna cause you said the most high don't have no body parts, right? So I always want your interpretations on those three verses. Really, I'm just trying to learn. That's all. I ain't trying to, trying to cut you or trying to, come with nothing slick. I'm just trying to learn. That's all. Just trying to build.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, it says face and back, but I don't take this literal. I take it figurative. Because also keep in
Or
mind too that
could it
the
be could
hand of the Most High too. You see that phrase a lot too. The arm, the hand of the Most High. To me, I just see it as figurative language. But yeah, go ahead, 12T. Go ahead,
no,
Double T. What you think?
or could it be or could be, you know what I'm saying, angel that he sent. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been that too. You know what I mean? So I like,
Yes, because another thing too. I always like to use this verse for people who say that like the Most High is a man. People who say that. Well, I like to use this verse above. I like to go to verse 20. Actually, let's go above that for context. Let's go to verse 18. And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. This is Moshe speaking to the Most High. And the Most High said, and he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of Jehovah before thee, and will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will shew mercy on whom I will shew mercy. And he said, Thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. So I always quote this verse a lot. I always quote verse 20, Exodus 33:20, to prove that no one has seen Yah's face and lived. So to me, this is literally the Most High does not have a face, but we could say this is like anthropomorphic language so that we can kind of have like a grasp and understanding. But to me, this is like figurative language. I'm not going to take it literal, but if you want to take it literal, that's your freedom to do so. But I'm just not going to go that route. And the reason why I say that too, to add upon that, is the second commandment. There shall not make no you shall have no other gods before me. We should not make engraven images. We should not worship anything that resembles a man or a woman. There's scriptures on that throughout the Torah that we can get, but we are commanded throughout the Torah to not worship anything that has a form of a man or of a woman. So if we are to look at the Most High, like the Most High has a face literally, and he has a body literally. To me, we're worshiping the Most High coupled with a form of a man. So to me, that's idolatry to do so. It's idolatry to worship the Most High if he has form. If we worship anything that has form of a man or a woman, or anything that's in the sea or anything that's in the air above, that's idolatry from my position.
I'm kind of confused. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, yeah, I can get the scripture. Let me go to Exodus 20. It says right here, the second commandments: thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am Yahuwah thy Elohim, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children of the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So that's my this is like my supporting verse to say that we're not to worship anything that has a form of a man or a woman. So I take Exodus 33 verses
But it says a graven
21 to
image.
23. Yeah, it
Well,
says a
it does
graven
say
image.
any. It does say any likeness. So okay, yeah, I got cut.
No. It's not even like I'm not even debating. Like we're just having a discussion. Like like I'm not a master debater. Master debating is not my thing. I don't know about that. Shout out to marriage. But debaters are for people who like to argue.
Yeah, I ain't about to
Like
debate
yeah,
this word. I'm sorry. I'm not about to debate the word.
No, I
yeah,
ain't
yeah.
trying to debate or nothing. Like I'm just trying to get clarification. That's all.
Yo, I had you know what I'm saying? To his point too. I think it's Luke like 29. You know how like the Messiah came back? I don't know if it was like Mary or one of the disciples that saw him or something, but he was like, you know what I'm saying? I got like spirit or something like that. He was like, what he was like, what did he say? I don't wanna butcher it, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's Luke 29 when he came back and he was eating fish, you know what I'm saying, with the woman and all that or whatever or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? Is that spirit? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is spirit? You know what I'm saying? Like if we're gonna dwell with the Most High, you know what I'm saying, right? What what like, I guess what are we going to see? You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna find out. That's my answer. We're gonna find out. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even gonna take a swing at that because man, I don't want to say something that goes against the second commandment. I'm up
Yeah,
here using
right.
the second commandment.
So because I think
Yeah.
about it, like, so remember when Moses and I think what's that Elijah came, you know what I'm saying, came back, right? What was that? Was that spirit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm
Like the
saying? Like, what was that?
transfiguration, the
Yeah, the
transfiguration.
figuration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what was that? Or then I think about the two witnesses. What is that gonna be like? You know what I'm saying? With the two witnesses, is that gonna be spirit or what? Like you know what I'm saying? What is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so now I think I'm as it planned to me. I'm thinking about it. Like, what you know what I'm saying? Again, what is spirit? You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's something y'all gotta reveal to me. Cause I don't
But
know.
but if he was spirit, why did it say it was you thou shalt see my back parts? If it is a spirit don't have a front or a back, it's just a spirit.
Well, right. Well, I think when we think of spirit, we think of like ghosts or something. You know what I'm saying? When I think about spirit, you know what I'm saying? I think about a spiritual body. You know what I'm saying? Immortal. You know what I'm saying?
True,
Indestructible. You
true.
know what I'm saying? That's what I think about when I think about spirit. You know what I'm saying? But I could be wrong though. You know what I mean? Because I don't know it all. I don't know.
And I will say, man, that's tricky because I know what you're saying. That's like a Western perspective, like a ghost, right? It can be like to think of the spirit like a ghost, but like if we just want to look in the Hebrew, spirit is breath. It's
True.
wind, like the wind, it can refer to like the wind blowing in the air. It also means breath. Um, it's and when you look up the word spirit, it reads like a dictionary. Like it reads long. It's very it has a depth and long definition of that word spirit, that word ruach. All I know is that it's feminine, and later on it became masculine, which I think is interesting. It's interesting how the feminine spirit, the spirit,
Oh
was
man, don't say
feminine.
that.
It,
Don't say that. I'm not to cut you off, Jay, but don't say that to a lot of these other brews. Some brews out there think the Most High is a woman. You know what I'm saying? So
well, yeah, and like I've made references, figurative references. Speaking about Shaddai meaning breast. Spirit is ruach is feminine, and also you got sister languages like Syriac, which is Syriac is rucha, which is spirit, and
con,
that's also
con.
feminine as well. So like, and I believe in the Greek too, the word for spirit is feminine as well. It's the word where we get like air, or it sounds like ammonia, but it has to do with like air, like a pneumatic gun. I can't think of the Greek word right now, but it's spelled like Pneu, blase blase. But what I'm trying to say is that spirit in Hebrew has multiple meanings. Like one Hebrew word can have multiple meanings in English. So like it just depends on context.
Very
So
true.
like spirit could be like the actual wind, like the four winds of the earth, or it could be like somebody's breath. And it's a very complex thing, but I just wanted to bring out the point that originally the spirit was feminine, and later on it became masculine in the New Testament. And even in parts of the Old Testament, it's masculine as well. But the majority use of that word feminine, of that word spirit, it's feminine. But later on it was changed. Why did they change it? What are they trying to do? But from my position, I don't worship a woman, but I believe the Most High does have masculine and feminine qualities because we're created in the image and likeness of Elohim. Even though we can't see Elohim, we get our masculinity and femininity from Elohim, and that's my position. And I use words like ruach, which is feminine, uh, chokmah, which is wisdom, which is feminine. Before wisdom was Yahusha, wisdom was a woman personified. And also El Shaddai, I brought that up, but I don't worship a man or a woman. But I would like to bring up one more verse for edification for brother YBG. It says in Deuteronomy 4:16, yes, ye corrupt yourselves and make yourself and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female. So, I apply this principle that we're not to worship anything of the likeness of male or female.
You said
I know it says,
oh, verse 16. Okay, my bad.
So hey Jay, okay, it was Luke. So it was Luke 24 and 39. So just the Messiah talking real quick. He said, "See my hands and my feet, that it is I myself." He said, handle me and see, for a spirit does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have. And saying this, he showed them his hands and his feet. So I'm like, what? So now I'm confused. It's like, well, he said the spirit don't have flesh and bones as he has. Then like, what are you? You know what I'm saying? You done came back. You know, because this is when he, resurrected. So he done came back already. I'm like, okay, if the spirit does not have flesh and bones, you know what I'm saying, as you see he has, then like, what are you? You see what I'm saying? So
Hey, which verse is that? Because I have it on screen. I'm trying to follow.
Luke 24 and verse 39. Maybe you can break it down to me.
Oh, I think I'll pass on that, man. I don't want to take a swing at that.
Because I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, because you can start really at 37. It was like being startled and frightened. They thought they had seen the spirit. I guess he kind of like scared them and or like, went past them or something like that. And he said, like, he don't got no spirit don't have no flesh and bones. So I'm like, what? I'm lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. Maybe it's something again. Y'all must gotta reveal to me or something. Fast and pray about it.
Well, what also says in John that God is spirit, or God is a spirit. It says
Correct.
God is spirit. Like, do you think that coincides? Do you think that agrees with Luke 24:39, where it says, "For a spirit has no flesh and blood, as you see me have"?
Yeah, you could, it could be. And then I think about when I think his name was Stephen in the book of Acts, when he saw the Messiah and the Father. You know what I'm saying? He said he saw the Messiah standing at the right hand of the Father. So I'm like, okay, then if you seeing him, then how are you seeing him? You see what I'm saying? Or what form are you seeing him? You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot of I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
That's my favorite answer. That's my favorite words. I don't know. For real. What you think, YBG?
Man, man, I'm just here to learn, man. Really, to be honest with you, I don't mean to go off topic a little bit, but y'all helping me, get back into it, man. I'm just here to learn, man.
All praises.
All glory, all praises. And that's humility, which is lacking in our community. I will say this, that like you brought up the example with like Stephen. Like, do we have references of like that? Do we have references of that in the Old Testament? And this is just observation. Like I don't believe we should couple anybody with the Most High. I mean, I understand, Moses was like a mediator. He was the prophet. But, we have multiple prophets and prophetesses. And, the prophetesses and prophets, they were the mouthpiece of the Most High. They spoke the word of the Most High. You always hear the phrase, and the Lord said, Kodamar to Yehovah, thus saith Yehovah. You hear that phrase a lot, whether if it's man or woman, they're saying that phrase. But it just seems like there's a pattern in the New Testament where the Most High is coupled, with the Messiah or even the Spirit, so it's I find that a little unique. I find that a little different because I don't know what references we have of that in the Old Testament. Like, to me, nobody shares the throne with the Most High Yah. So, but you almost get kind of that.
Yeah.
You kind of get that imagery in the New Testament, and that's why I'm like, my antennas are up.
So what about, I think Ezekiel and Isaiah, didn't they see some type of form of Yah? I think like Ezekiel, I think chapter, I want to say maybe 3 or 4. I think.
Daniel too, don't forget.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you see what I mean? So like, I don't, what's your take on that?
Yes, Daniel 2, which sounds like Revelation 1:14, where it speaks about Yahusha being help me out. I say it all the time. We say it all the time. It's clearly I don't use it. I don't use Revelation 1:14 to prove that Yahusha is black. But I know a lot of Hebrew Israelites use that. Let me get it. Revelation 1:14. But it sounds like Daniel 2 sounds like Revelation 1:14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as flame of fire.
Yeah,
which I find
I use that too. I'm not ashamed to say it. I use that too as my reference.
And what I'm saying is I don't use this as proof that Yahusha is black. But what I'm saying is this does sound like Daniel 2. or the imagery is similar where like the Most High, the image of the Most High is burning black, is black. But I guess what I'm saying is that that's a vision. So like seeing a vision, is that the same thing as literally seeing the Most High? So like the vision of Daniel looking at the Most High in his glory, being black in his glory on the throne. Is that a literal, like he's actually looking at the Most High, or is that a vision of the Most High, like a dream? So like towards B, like it's like a vision. It's something that he's seeing as a vision, as a dream, because it says in Exodus 33:20, no one has seen my face and lives. So if Daniel was literally looking at the face of the Most High, who was a black man, in his glory on the throne, Daniel would die on the spot. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I just try to use my antennas. I try to figure out, okay, is this a figurative text? Is this poetry? Is this history? Is this a parable? What's going on here? I try to look at the overall context of what I'm seeing. And also looking at Revelation 1:14, the reason why I don't use this as proof that Jesus is black, because this is a vision. And this is something spectacular. This is something miraculous. So I think like we don't have to like use this verse to prove that Yahusha is black. There's other places we can look to do so. And that's just my honest opinion. But you feel free to disagree with me. But as you notice, like, I don't ever use this. Like I would not, like any sermon of mine, I wouldn't use this to prove that Jesus is black. But I guess what I'm trying to say is this is like a vision of John. John, he's seeing a revelation, he's seeing a vision. But if he was to literally saw the things that he saw and also see the Most High, he would die on the spot.
Now, okay,
Nah.
could he?
Oh, I'm
Could he
sorry.
be? No, you good. Could he been talking to like to Moses like at that time, and maybe with like Daniel, Isaiah, and Ezekiel? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that changed for them. You know what I'm saying? So because you have to be in this. Obviously, you have to be in the spirit to to see the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Any type of form of him. You know what I'm saying? As they was. So could it be that? I'm just something I'm just throwing out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Just something I'm just throwing out. You know what I mean?
Well, I like to say, I want to touch upon the spirit again, because I know this really gets on a lot of Hebrew Israelites' nerves, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm just a stickler for language. I'm a nerd when it comes to the Hebrew language. Like when we say spirit, we refer to the spirit as he because we're reading the New Testament. But when we read the Hebrew, the spirit is she. So I just want to say that once again, why the change? Why did the spirit, linguistically speaking, grammatically speaking, why did it go through a sex change? Why did the spirit go through a sex change?
But yeah,
And
So
I say
you
this
get this
figuratively.
but like you
You get
said
this in
though,
Hebrew?
yeah, hey, but like you said though, he's no gender. Spirit ain't no gender though. You know what I'm saying? Remember you said it earlier. Spirit ain't no gender though. So you know what I'm saying? Like I can't tell you. I can't tell you why it did that. You know what I'm saying? But I know that our forefathers referred to him as a him. You know what I'm saying? Or the spirit as a him. You know what I'm saying? Like Yahusha prayed to a father. You know what I'm saying? So not a female. But I don't have it all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Me and my wife actually were just talking about this a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? About if it's she or he or whatever the case might. Like I was telling her, like for me, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's a him because I'm going off what the text say and what, you know what I'm saying, who our forefathers prayed to. You know what I mean? They say the Most High is a man of war. So that's what I go off of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would stick with the text say, because if you going off of she, you kind of aiming a little bit on the ish end, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I like to take chances. I like to look at different areas of, methodology. So like you talk about Exodus 15, the context is the song of Moses and Miriam. This is a song that they sang after the Red Sea departed and came back together and drowned the chariots, the Egyptians. So after the Egyptians drowned in the Sea of Reeds, they celebrated by singing this song. And It says in the song, the Lord is a man of war, but this is poetry, in my opinion, because it's a song. And it also says in this verse right here, I'm going to go ahead and get it. You already know what I'm probably going to say. God is not a man. I'm going to get the verse, not a man. A man verse. Let me go ahead and get off screen. But yeah, this is poetry. This is Numbers 23:19. Let me pull it up. Numbers 23:19. Because if that's true, right? If the Most High is a man of war, literally, like if we were to take that literally, like the Most High literally is actually a man, like, has, 2 balls and a baseball bat.
That's what my wife
If that's
was
true.
saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, dude, y'all gotta, got general. I'm like, damn. I had to sit back and think, like, I don't know, man. You might be right. Because she was like, you only have that to procreate. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man, this is heavy. You know what I'm saying? So it had me thinking too, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, I'm like, well, for me, I'm gonna just go off the text. Whatever the text say, like, far as like, okay, if the Messiah is praying to the Father and they refer to him, as a father, then that's what I would go to. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with saying that. I don't know. You know what I mean? So yeah, trust me, I had this talk too.
I feel you out. And when we look at the text, it says Numbers 23:19, God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. He said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken and shall not make it good? And this is a parable that was given to Balaam by Yahweh. And Yahweh met Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said, go again until Balak and say this. And when he came to him, behold, he stood by his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, what hath Yahweh spoken? What hath Yahweh spoken? So this is this is the words of Yahweh. And he took up his parable and said, rise up, Balak, and hear. Hearken unto me, the son of Zippor. God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man. I don't know if I kicked you. I don't know what happened. You there? You there?
Yeah,
You there?
my bad.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. No, we lost YBG, but he's back. Okay, so like it says right here in the text. So like, yeah, it says in Exodus 15, that God is a man of war, but it says right here, God is not a man that he should lie. And check it. This is the word of Yah. This is Bilam, the prophet. He was a wicked prophet, by the way. Bilam is uttering the word of Yahweh. This is the words of Yahweh. Yahweh said, God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man. But right here in Exodus 15, these are the words of Moshe. Moshe is saying, Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh ish milchama, Yahweh shamo. This is the words of Moshe. This is a song from Moshe. So what do you take? The words of Moshe or the words of Yahweh?
Right.
But to me, this is still inspired. This is inspired by Yah. So like, in essence, Exodus 15:3 is the word of Yah. But I'm not calling the Most High a liar, or saying contradiction. I'm not saying that. Nowhere even near even trying to say that. But that's what my conclusion is. This is figurative language because it's a song. But right here, when we go to Numbers 23:19, this is a parable that was given to Bilam by Yah. This is from Yah. These are the words that Yah spoke through Bilam. So the Most High is neither a man or a woman. The Most High is the Most High. The Most High doesn't have a gender. But the qualities of the masculine gender, of the female gender and the masculine gender, let me say that again. The qualities of the male and female genders come from the Most High. But the Most High, himself, we're going to say himself, is not a gender. So that's my conclusion. The Most High doesn't, and like I use the text, but I use beyond the text, because also we can go to Genesis 1:2. Let's go back to Genesis 1:2. Right here it says, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. They capitalize it. Hebrew doesn't have capitalizing, though. It says right here, Ruach Elohim, merach chefetz al penei hamayim. So it says, merach chefetz. This right here is moveth, it's feminine. This is a feminine action. And in Hebrew, the verb has to agree with the noun. So what I'm saying is that the verb is feminine and the noun is feminine. The noun right here, ruach, is feminine. So when we click on ruach, it says feminine noun in the Hebrew highlighter right here.
Yeah, I see it.
So before before the spirit was masculine, it was feminine. Linguistically speaking. And that's the key, linguistically speaking.
Well, that can be, part of his trait, though. I mean, like you said, he has both, though. And that's why I was telling my wife, too. I agree that he has both. I mean, he does say he get jealous, right? For El is a jealous God, right? And we always like to tie that to a female, right? Like, that's a female's trait. You know what I'm saying? Getting jealous. That's a female's trait. You know what I'm saying? But Yah does get jealous. You know what I mean? Or he shows compassion and love and everything. You know what I mean? Like, he's not just a man of war or a God of war. You know what I mean? He showed compassion and love. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, I don't know. I don't know. Again, just go off with the text say. You know what I mean? Like, for me.
And also, like, figuratively speak. Oh, you got YBG. I've been yapping.
You good. I got something too. So was Christ lying when he said, if you seen me, you seen the Father?
That's in John, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yeah, the Gospel of John, I don't really rock with like that. I'll be honest with you. I don't know who wrote it. Maybe a Gentile. I don't know. I know John didn't write it. I know John didn't write it. I know that's facts. But
how about Luke?
Was
Luke an Israelite or was he a Gentile?
That's a good question. I got to revisit that. Was Luke? I got to revisit that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Was he a Gentile or not? Yeah, I got to revisit that because I was taught he was a Gentile. That's what I was taught.
Yeah,
I was taught he was a Gentile, but yeah,
he wasn't an Israelite according to a little bit of my research recently. Because he wasn't part of the circumcision.
I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that another time. But yeah, I was taught in Christianity that he was a Gentile. But this whole awakening had me revisiting everything. So that's what I'm saying. Like the more I know, the more I don't know. To a point where, man, I be feeling like a dumbass. And I'm up here calling myself a more. Like, I'm honest with you, man. I be feeling like a dummy, bro. Like, I thought I knew it. Yeah, I thought I knew it as a Christian. I'm like, okay, this doctrine is rock solid. There's no issues. The Trinity, Christ pre-existed, one, three persons in one Godhead, or three persons in one, the whole spiel, right? Like, I was taught in mainline Christianity. And I was like, okay, ain't no holes in this doctrine. But the more you look into like language and culture and history and textual criticism as well, Divine Prospect, our guy Divine, he likes looking at textual criticism. But when you look at like other texts and we look at scholars and like when you see all these things, all the combination of all these methodologies, you realize there's some issues with Christianity. So like, yeah, as much as I want to say, as much as I want to say, yeah, he's a Gentile. Luke's a Gentile. I got to revisit that, and I'll love to see that information that you came across at another time, YBG. Also, I like to just show real quick, like, look at this definition of Ruach. It reads crazy. Wind, breath, mind, spirit, breath, wind of heaven, quarter, blase, 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 blase. It's a lot. And check this out. Here's another feminine, divine. Here's another divine feminine reference. You hear this in Christianity too, and you definitely hear this in the Jewish community. The word Shekinah. I actually know some people by the name Shekinah. We Israelites, and we still black. And here's the proof. It says, as manifest in the Shekinah glory. So some people believe that the Ruach, the Holy Spirit, is the Shekinah glory. And that word Shekinah is a divine feminine figurative woman. This woman is figurative, but it's like the divine essence of the Most High. We also find this word Shekinah in Kabbalah. Shekinah is in Kabbalah.
See, I
So
didn't
it's
know
the
that.
divine presence. Yeah. So a lot of us, like in Christianity, I used to say the Shekinah glory, hallelujah, right? It's like when I used to preach and stuff, right? I used to be like the Shekinah glory. Like I didn't even know I was quoting Kabbalah. Like this term Shekinah is not in the Tanakh. It's not in the Torah. It's not in the Hebrew Bible. It's in Kabbalah. You find it in Kabbalah. You find it in those writings. And so like, I know people by the name Shekinah and it sounds cool. And we also have those that believe that the Shekinah is the Ruach. And the Ruach, the Spirit, is Chokmah, wisdom. And, some people believe, that, the Spirit, the Shekinah glory, wisdom, they are just different names for the wife of Yahweh. But I don't go that far and do that. I don't want to do that.
I don't believe he had a wife. I don't believe that.
Because our ancestors believe that. They believe, Asherah, was actually, I believe she's I want to say a Canaanite or a Canaanite female deity, but they associated Asherah
Yeah, that's
with
right.
the
Canaanite.
Ruach. Yeah, the Canaanite. Yeah, they associated her with the spirit, the Ruach, and with Chokmah, with wisdom, as the wife of Yah. To me, that's where we got in trouble when we started doing that. When we started coupling the Most High, with the Most High doesn't have a wife. The Most High is masculine and feminine. If you ask me, like the Most High is not a man or a woman.
Well,
the Most High. Yeah, we get that from the Most High, but the Most High is not that. Like we can't put the Most High in a box and say we can't put the Most High on our level and like explain the Most High from my position.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're right. He said, "What his ways are not our ways. Our thoughts are not his thoughts." So now you're right.
And like I have no problem calling the Ruach her. Like I will call the Ruach her. I refer to her because I'm looking at it linguistically. Like I don't have I removed that Western, okay, I worship a man. Like, because we were taught that to worship a man, but I don't worship an image. Like I'm not thinking of an image of somebody or a woman, but like linguistically, I just prefer I love our language. I prefer to like use those terms. But also here's another gem too. Like feminine nouns, like a lot of times they're abstract. They're abstract. Where like masculine nouns are concrete. There's something physical. So like when we speak about the Most High, it could be like we're not looking at the Most High, whether we're saying he or her, we're not referring to the genitals or anything like that. We're not referring to the genital. We're talking about something that's concrete. The Most High is concrete. The Most High is real. The Most High exists. So like when we say Most High is he, what we could be saying is that the Most High is concrete. The Most High actually exists. He's he's literally here. But like when we say like feminine nouns in Hebrew, they're figurative, they're abstract. Where like I'll give you an idea, like ruach, like what's a ruach? Like you said, what's a spirit? Is it a ghost? Is it it's a breath, it's a wind, it's your mind? Like what does that look like? So like a lot of times in Hebrew, like feminine nouns, they don't have form. They're abstract. Like wisdom, like Chokmah, like wisdom doesn't have a form. You feel me?
Right.
Like
yes,
like what is wisdom? It doesn't have a form. So like linguistically speaking, a lot of times feminine nouns, they're just abstract nouns. There's something that are like beyond our thinking. Where like masculine nouns, there's something that you can pick up, you can touch, you can feel, et cetera, et cetera. So like we got to look at it like that too. We got to look at it from the mind of our ancestors where it may not be talking about, okay, the Most High's gender. No, it's talking about the Most High is literally here. The Most High is here. So we refer to the Most High as he, not dividing the Most High's gender. If that makes any sense.
No, it does. No, it makes sense. Me and my wife was talking about this when she asked me that question. Does the Most High have genitals? I'm like, yeah, he's a spirit. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you're right. I was like, man, I had to sit back, and think about that. Like, no, I don't think he do.
It's because our wives are ahead of us. They think deeper than us. Our wives are abstract. In my opinion, the woman is wisdom personified. Like our wife is wisdom personified.
Wisdom.
When you read about so like our wives, they go deep. Like a mother's intuition. We can speak about that. Our wives like really keep us sharp and cause us to think. And definitely express their emotions deeper than we can as men. So like,
Oh yeah, I know.
for sure. But I will say, like, even though like Shaddai, it means breast, like I'm not worshiping the Most High, like thinking about, the Most High with breast, but literally that's what it means. That's one of the meanings. One of the meanings of Shaddai is breast. And a lot of Hebrew Israelites hate when I say that. They hate when I say that. But like, that's one of the meanings. It means almighty. It means field, which is also feminine. Well, it's a masculine noun, but Sadeh, the idea of a field, what does a field do? It grows. It grows crops. It brings a field brings a nourishment, or it brings fertility. It brings growth. So even that concept of a field can be feminine as well. But Shaddai means breast, and like when you see that word Shaddai, it's connected to fertility throughout Genesis. And before our ancestors knew the name Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, they knew the title of the creator as Shaddai, and it has to do with fertility, nourishment, because it also means substance, but really it's like breast milk, substance, the breast milk that an infant gets from their mother. And I know a lot of Hebrew Israelites hate when I say that, but that's just where my studies keep me down. That's the rabbit hole that I'm going down. But the Most High doesn't have genitals, but I definitely see the masculinity and femininity of the Most High, and also that term El Rakum. El Rakum. The word Rakum means mercy. It means, God is merciful. Rakum. But Rakum is linguistically connected to the word Rechem, which means womb. It means womb. So the idea of mercy is connected to a mother's womb. The way how our ancestors visualize mercy. Because what's mercy? What is mercy? Like, it's something we can't really see, right? What is Rakum? It is, we can connect it to the idea of a mother's womb, because a mother is compassionate. They are merciful to their infant, to their baby, while they're in the womb and while they're out of the womb. So like the idea of El Rakum connects to the divine feminine of Yah, from my perspective. I know I got on my tinfoil hat tonight, but this is deep, man. So like when we say Rakum, that word Rakum is linguistically connected to Rakim, which means to be merciful or show compassion, which also the word Rechem is a womb. It's literally a womb. And it's really deep, man. And yeah, man, your wife is keeping you sharp. Your wife's putting you on game. And my wife does the same. She'd be asking me some tough Torah questions. I'd be like, babe, I'm gonna have to revisit. Let me give me some space. I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna have to revisit this, because like when I read the Torah, man, I can't just help but just to ask questions. It's like so many questions. Okay, how do we apply these laws? Okay, what does this story mean? Okay, did our patriarchs, did they get this right, or did they mess up right here? Like, it's so much questions and wonders that come to my mind when we study the word of Yah. And yeah, but by no means was I trying to say anything that was blasphemous or anything. I'm not saying Yah is a woman. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying,
me and my wife was just talking about it. Like if if Yah was a woman or a him or whatever not, and she posed a question like, does he have, what I'm saying, genital? I'm like, well, nah. And she was saying like, hey, normally that, what I'm saying, you got that for procreation. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I was thinking, I had to sit back and think like, dang, man, yeah. And then I was like, well, okay, I'm gonna just go off what the text say. I mean, what I'm saying, all the prophets, even the Messiah, pray to the Father. So that's my stance, on it, until I guess Yah reveals to me otherwise. You know what I'm saying? That's for me.
But even that word father, though, like in Hebrew, is Av. Sometimes it can refer to sometimes it can mean a parent. I'll give you an example. Like the word for fathers in Hebrew is avot, but that could mean ancestors. It could mean parents, because like there's no word for parent in Hebrew. But like if we want to say like parents, it could be a mother or a father. So depending on the context, av actually could mean mother. It's crazy. Like it's insane. It's insane. It's insane. It's crazy. So like what I'm saying, like the song that I sung, you know, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Eloheinu, Elohe Avotenu. Avotenu means our ancestors, but it also means our fathers. So which one is it? Is it our fathers or our ancestors? It's both. It just depends on context. So like, you know, I prefer to say the God of our ancestors because it includes women and men. But like that word av, it means father, facts. But depending on context, it could mean a parent to be. So it's like, it's very like Hebrew's like so tricky and technical.
Right.
It's crazy. But like also like to say that what I want to say, I wanted to say something else too. Oh, the even Yod He Wah He, like when you look at Yod He Wah He, Yahuwah, it sounds feminine and looks feminine. I say that because of the way how it ends with the letter Hey. And a lot of words in Hebrew that end with the letter Hey are feminine. I'm not saying it is a feminine word, but it looks like it just on like face value. Like when you look at Yehovah, it looks feminine. I'll give you an example, like Chokmah, it ends with the letter Hey, or we say it's H in English, the letter H in English. But like a lot of times when you see that, it's a feminine noun. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it back. I know I've been yapping a lot.
Nah, you good. So I was just thinking about like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Yah, like, you know, marrying us. We his bride. You know what I mean? When you think about, I think Jeremiah chapter 5, you know, him divorcing Israel, you know, for idolatry. You know what I mean? Or I think about what do you say about again Ezekiel when he referring to Jerusalem as a woman. You know what I'm saying? And so I think about that. Like we know that if Yah was a woman, would that, you know, would he talk or would she talk like that or reference, you know, Jerusalem as a woman? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What's your take, like, stance on that?
It's poetry. It's figurative language. It's figurative. Our ancestors were deep. It's deep. Our ancestors were so deep. Like when we say, you know, Yehovah's our husband, yes, figuratively, but literally, no, I don't have a husband.
Right. Well, right.
I don't have a husband. I'm straight. I'm Gucci over here. I don't have a husband. But like that's what I'm saying. It's a figurative. It's spiritual. It's spiritual. Like that's why like we have to look at it in our spiritual lens and not our carnal lens. So like I'm definitely not going to approach the text that way, but I get it. Like our ancestors is deep, like filled by the Ruach to say, you know, the Most High is our husband. And it also uses that word Ba'ali, which is really, that's really a can of, well, it's not a can of worms, but it can open up Pandora's box because Baal is a deity, a Canaanite deity, but it also could mean husband.
Lord, husband.
Yeah, or Lord, or master. Exactly. Yeah, or master.
Adonai.
So it's like, it's crazy. Like, wait, we call the Most High Baal, but that's what it says, Ba'ali, or, you know, or my husband. But like, man, we could go on and on and on. But what I'm saying, my guess, my best guess, because we're both looking into this, we're both going deeper. So we're able to like point out these observations. It has to be figurative. Our ancestors is going in on a concept that is, it seems like blasphemous. Like I'm gonna, like I have a husband. Like that sounds like against Torah, but it's not to be taken literally. But spiritually, yes, spiritually he is our husband, and he's also our mother. The Most High is our mother, and I say like El Shaddai because that word means breast. So like the Most High could be our father, the Most High could be our mother. To me, the Most High is our mother and our father. And so if you ask me, the Most High is our mother, father, God. I know nobody says that. Nobody says that but me. But notice I don't like when I like on the Shabbat day, you notice I won't say that. I'm only having this inside baseball conversation, you know, with you and with YBG, because, you know, we're pointing out observations in the text that, you know, raise an eyebrow. But, you know, no means am I saying, you know, I worship, you know, half of Yohe is a woman and the other half's a man. I'm not saying that. I'm just sharing things that I see, and
Right.
we're gonna find out one day for sure. But I'm gonna lean towards the Most High is not a man, but figuratively is a man of war, and figuratively is our husband, and figuratively is our father, and figuratively is our mother. And then even the Ruach, when you look at Genesis 1:2, when you look at Genesis, that the story of creation of Genesis of the Ruach, you can compare it to a woman giving birth. Creation was birthed into our creation was like the creation story was birthed through the womb of Yah. And I know that sounds crazy, but enough of my craziness. I'm gonna go ahead and let you close YBG, and then I'm gonna give us a double T, and then we out of here.
Well, I really don't have a close. Really, I just want to appreciate you and the other brother as well. Um, hearing y'all out, trying to learn. Pretty much it. I'm just here to learn, man. I'm trying to get the kingdom. That's the main priority of it.
All glory, all praises, all kavod. Double T, the Hebrew. I like to say, man, we like intellectual twins, man. We agree on so much. And even like tonight, we're pointing out things that God is talking, like you and your wife was talking about, as the Most High, male or female. These are conversations my wife and I have as well. So like, man, we got a lot of things in common. Shout out to Divine Prospect. I've learned a lot from him.
Yeah, me too.
But you got it, King. Go ahead and give your closing.
Oh yeah, man. Like I stated earlier, like we all stated earlier, just man, just coming to this truth, trying to find unity, letting the Most High lead us, giving us a platform to be able to preach what He put in our lives. Just continue building, learning, striving, for the Most High, being a servant to the Most High. So and I appreciate you for letting us have this platform and this time to do so. So all praises to the Most High.
I'd like to thank everybody in the chat and everybody listening online. Let's all love the Most High Yah with all of our heart, all of our soul, and with all of our might. Let's love our neighbor, which includes the Israelite and the Gentile, and let's love ourselves. That's brother Double T, the Hebrew. That's brother YBG 3366. I'm Jaden Israel.
One more
Until
question.
next time. Shalom. Oh yeah, you gotta make it real quick. You gotta make it super quick. Super quick.
I'll catch you next time. Okay. That's
Okay. For sure. All right. Shalom, that's y'all. Brother Double T, the Hebrew. That's brother YBG. I'm Jaden Israel. Until next time. Shalom fam.